The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sharon Newman's one-night stand could change everything. Could a surprising man become Sharon's next passion partner and shake up her storyline? Let's be honest, whatever Y&R's trying to do with Sharon and Nick Newman is getting old. Sharon spent months pining for Nick, who ultimately friend-zoned her. Now Sharon is pretending she's fine with this whole just friends thing when we all know she wants more. Sharon is back to battling jealousy over Nick and Phyllis Summers' bond, so it all feels rather been there, done that. Sharon deserves better than an embarrassing story like this, so maybe it's time to let her move on from Nick, if only for a night. There's a good chance that Billy Flynn is playing the man behind the mysterious Aristotle Dumis empire that everyone's buzzing about. Whether Dumis is really a Kane Ashby recast or someone else, he's going to take center stage even more after he's finally revealed. Flynn's character should be the next big thing, so maybe he should be the next guy Sharon lands in bed with too. Could Sharon and Dumis have a one-night stand that shakes things up? In the past, Sharon has often served as the welcome wagon for new men on canvas. Since Sharon is a pretty beloved character, perhaps Y&R feels like her popularity will rub off on any new hunks that come along. We've seen Sharon sizzle with men who are a bit younger than her, like Chancellor, so there's no reason the age gap with Flynn's character should be a problem. Although a real romance is possible, we'd settle for a Sharon and Dumis one-night stand at this point. It'd be something different for Sharon, and if Nick found out about it, maybe it could bring out his jealous side and make him see what he's missing. This might be enough to wake Nick up and make him see that he's been settling for less than what he truly wants from Sharon. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon could make some updates to her romantic perspective soon, so stay tuned for more news on what's ahead for her. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless recap for Wednesday, May 28, reveals that monster Martin Laurent will haunt while Harrison Abbott has an emergency for Claire Newman. At the GCAC, Nick Newman will quiz Victor Newman about whether he truly views Jack Abbott and the Abbotts as an active threat. Jack will pop up and want to know the answer to that as well, but Victor will brush him off. Once Victor exits on Wednesday's Y&R episode, Nick will hint to Jack that Aristotle Dumis is his dad's bigger concern right now. That's why Nick will think it's a bad idea for the Abbotts to align with Dumis ahead of whatever showdown's brewing. At Newman Enterprises, Nikki Newman will speak with Victoria Newman about Michael Baldwin's decision to quit and her fear that Victor will drive away her birthday party guests. Later, Victor will meet up with Victoria, who will warn that she'll never forgive Victor if he has some scheme to make Kyle Abbott look bad and ruin Claire's happiness. Victor will act like priority has to be protecting Nikki and Chancellor, but he'll eventually take a break from business and give his wife another romantic gift. After Victor hands over a refurbished music box that plays a familiar tune from their history, Nikki will be touched. However, Nikki will push Victor to promise he won't attack the Abbotts until after her party, so he'll indeed make that promise. In the jazz lounge, Claire will meet with Pietro, the party planner, so he'll ramble on about some wild themes and gimmicks for Nikki's birthday bash. Claire will gently reject all the outrageous stuff in favor of a more intimate, elegant gathering that reflects who Nikki is as a person. Once Kyle arrives, he'll explain that Harrison is dealing with a bit of a gift emergency. Harrison will want Claire's help to pick out the perfect present for Nikki's birthday, so she'll assure Kyle that she's on board with pitching in. At the Abbott mansion, Tracy Abbott will gush over Diane Jenkins Abbott's renovations and make it clear that Diane is part of their family now. Ashley Abbott will have to make a business-related stop in Chicago, but Tracy will insist that she won't be far behind. Once talk turns to how Tracy's holding up, she'll admit the early days after the Martin reveal were rough. Tracy will feel guilty and gullible over everything that happened, but she'll get plenty of reassurance from Diane. Tracy will miss how the man she thought was Alan Laurent loved her and will be haunted by all the questions now. It'll be hard for Tracy to wonder how much of her relationship with Martin was real. Nevertheless, Tracy will seem like she's doing better after spending some time out of town and pouring herself into a cathartic novel based on her experience. Jack will ultimately come home and catch up with Tracy, who will also get a much-needed hug from Harrison as she continues the healing process. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tracy will hopefully find true love down the road, so stay tuned for updates on any romantic news in her future. Lauren complimented Nikki on getting to spend time with Nick this week on The Young and the Restless. The two moms bantered a bit about Lauren's sons, Scott and Fenmore, coming back to town. Here's why we think both of Lauren's boys returning should be more than something that's talked about. Scott, last played by Daniel Hall, practically has a story in place for him should he come back to Genoa City. As you can see in the above social media post, Hall has fond memories of his time on the show. When Scott was last on the canvas, he was an investigative reporter. As the media wars on My and R are heating up with Adam being in charge of Newman Media and Billy launching Abbott Communications, it's a perfect time for the two to compete to see who could hire Scott first. Being a journalist isn't the only way Scott could return to Genoa City. The show's been missing a doctor ever since Nate turned in his lab coat for a business suit. Scott's been absent from the canvas for years. That's plenty of time for a character to shift careers, attend medical school, and graduate. Scott could follow in the footsteps of his late dad, Dr. Scott Granger, if he became a physician. On the romantic front, Scott was involved with both Abby and Sharon. Sharon is single these days, and Abby might be facing some competition for Devon from Amanda. There are so many reasons to reintroduce Scott right now. Fenmore last appeared on Y and R in January 2023 when Lauren had a gala. Viewers learned then that Fenmore had a boyfriend, Trey. In that episode, Lauren and Michael were meeting Trey for the first time in person, but it was clear that they were aware of him and that he and their son had been dating. Fenmore and Trey's relationship hadn't been addressed before this, and we can't recall it being mentioned much since. There's a story to be mined here. Y and R could explore when Fenmore realized he was gay, as the character had dated women previous to this. Trey and Fenmore's relationship could be explored if they returned to town still together. Here's what happened on the May 27, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless when Adam let Chelsea know he had a plan to stop Victor from smearing Billy. At the ranch, Nikki informed Nicholas that Michael quit Victor's employment. Nick noted that this wasn't the first time the two had taken a break, but he admitted that this must have affected his dad adversely. Nikki surmised that Michael quit because Victor was planning to launch a new attack on Jack. Both Nick and Nikki agreed that they were surprised that Michael stayed with Victor as long as he did. Nikki feared that Victor would blame Jack for Michael quitting. Nick pointed out that Victor didn't need a reason to go after the Abbotts. Nikki's son noted that Michael wasn't afraid to point out to Victor when he made a mistake. Nikki quipped that Victor doesn't make mistakes. Nick offered to try to talk to his dad now that Michael was out of the picture. Meanwhile, Victor visited Adam at his office. Adam let his dad know that he knew about Michael leaving him. Victor stated that Michael would soon regret that decision. Adam asked his father if he wanted to talk about losing Michael, but Victor responded by saying he wanted to discuss why Adam hadn't buried Billy via Newman Media. Victor questioned whether or not Adam was trying to pull one over on him. Adam swore he wasn't. Victor conceded that yes, Adam wanted to keep Chelsea happy, but he should not do that at the expense of making Victor unhappy. He said if Adam couldn't release information to show Billy's incompetency, then Victor would find someone who could. Victor explained to Adam that as long as he goes after Billy, they will be all right. Chelsea entered Adam's office, and Victor told her he hoped she could help his son do what needs to be done. After Victor left, Chelsea implored Adam not to go after Billy, reminding him that he helped save her life. Adam told Chelsea that he had been trying very hard to honor her request. Adam informed Chelsea that Victor would fire them both if he didn't do what he wanted. Chelsea feared her first day at work would be her last. Adam pointed out that Victor simply would order his replacement to go after Billy. He asked if there was any way Chelsea could go along with Victor's evict. Chelsea pointed out that she and Adam had cheated on Billy and Sally, and thought that was enough damage already done. Chelsea told Adam that she believed he changed into a better man. Adam revealed to Chelsea that he had a plan to divert Victor's attention away from Billy. As there wasn't a scandal that could do that, Adam suggested that they create one. At the Genoa City Athletic Club, Michael groused about the way his eggs were prepared. Lauren quipped that if she wanted to break bread with a grumpy man, she would have invited Victor Newman to be her dining companion. Lauren pointed out to Michael that he was free, and that this was the first day of the rest of their lives. Michael lamented that leaving Victor wasn't an easy choice. An understanding Lauren communicated that she could relate to Michael's feelings about Victor. She cared about him too. Michael apologized for talking in his sleep after Lauren told him he was speaking in Latin. Michael translated what he had said as, "A friend to everyone is a friend to no one," referencing that he couldn't be loyal to Victor and to Jack at the same time. He thanked Lauren for seeing his predicament from his perspective. Michael pointed out that Victor wasn't just angry, but he was also hurt. Lauren speculated that Michael thought Victor would choose his love for Michael over his hatred of the Abbotts. The attorney told his wife that he quit because he'd made her a promise that he would. Nick and Nikki exchanged greetings with Michael and Lauren while they waited for Victor to arrive at the GCAC. Lauren noted that Nick spent a lot of time with his mom. Nikki offered to text Scott and Fenmore and gently nudged them into doing the same with Lauren. The department store Harris said that she and her boys text, but it's not the same as being in person together. Lauren told Nikki that if she texted her sons and asked them to move home, that would be more than okay. Then Michael asked Nikki on a scale of 1 to infinity how angry Victor was over Michael quitting. Nikki replied that Victor had acted like he just lost his best friend. Nick gently inquired if there was any chance that Michael would change his mind about his working relationship with Victor. Michael said he intended to honor the promise that he had made to his wife. Nick shook Michael's hand and thanked him for everything he'd done for the Newman family. After Nick and Nikki left, Lauren and Michael talked about taking a trip. Michael said he'd love to go to Italy with his wife. As Michael kissed Lauren's hand, Victor walked into the GCAC. Lauren pointed out that they could leave, but Michael wasn't interested in doing that, especially since the chef just got his eggs right. Michael added that the town was big enough for both Victor and him. Then, Michael quipped he sounded like someone in a Western. Lauren expressed her desire to tell Victor off. Michael asked his wife to shift her focus away from Victor just as he had done. The legal eagle wondered if he had made the right decision. He asked who was going to stop Victor and Jack from killing one another. Victor told his wife and son about a horse that had gotten away, but he got it back. Nikki pointed out that it's possible to ride a horse too hard, implying that's what Victor had done with Michael. Nick and Nikki offered their sympathies to Victor over Michael. Victor wondered when Michael would start to feel bored. After Nikki left, Victor reminded Nick that he would protect his family from all intruders, including Jack Abbott and Aristotle Dumis. The mogul said he may rely on Nick and his brother to help him out. Phyllis met with Amanda at Society. The redhead wondered if Amanda had any thoughts about Phyllis going to Chancellor and Amanda coming with her. Phyllis was happy to learn that Amanda was intrigued. She wanted to start brainstorming with Amanda immediately. Phyllis asked Amanda when she could meet with Dumis. Amanda said she wished she had the same level of confidence that her friend does. The attorney noted that Phyllis's brazen determination never failed to amaze her. Phyllis responded that if she didn't believe in herself, then no one else would. Lily approached Phyllis and Amanda, and she told Amanda that she was surprised she was still in town. Amanda made a dig at Lily, saying that she was spending time with Phyllis, a friend whom she could trust. Lily asked for an update on the meeting she and Devin wanted with Dumis. Amanda informed Lily that the inquiry was shot down. Lily quipped that it'd be easier to get a meeting with the great and powerful Oz. Phyllis quipped that if Lily were to get a meeting with the Wizard of Oz, she should ask for a heart. Lily snarked that she'd do that, right after she asked the wizard to give Phyllis some class. Phyllis simply said she was defending her friend, whom she thought Lily was attacking. Lily wondered why Dumis wouldn't sit down for a simple meeting. Amanda suggested Lily not take Dumis's rejection so personally. "I don't get it," Lily told Amanda as she questioned her loyalty to the Winters family. Amanda snarked back that Lily might not want to play the loyalty card, given how Amanda was treated by the Winters. Lily insisted she wouldn't stop pushing until she knew for sure that Dumis wasn't a threat. After Lily left, Phyllis confided in Amanda that she was curious about Dumis. Did he want to protect Winters, or did he see the company as some kind of threat? Phyllis put her foot up on the table at society. She assured Amanda that she's kicked in many doors, and that maybe if she were going to get an audience with the wizard, she might need to wear some ruby red slippers. Phyllis joyfully informed Amanda that she was going to book a round-trip first-class ticket from Genoa City to Washington, D.C. for her meeting with Dumis. On The Young and the Restless, there is a major event being planned this week, a birthday party of Nikki Newman. Jai Rodriguez is in Genoa City to help plan the party, and he is inviting fans to share the experience with him. Jai Rodriguez is no stranger to being on television. He's appeared on The Rookie, Bones, Grey's Anatomy, and How I Met Your Mother. But he is perhaps best known for being a member of the original Fab Five of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Rodriguez will begin appearing on The Young and the Restless on tomorrow's episode, May 28th, as he put it, in a small little cute arc, which should be about 4 episodes. Rodriguez took to his Instagram account to share the experience with fans, and added an invitation. The actor excitedly shared that when he was told he'd been offered an audition for The Young and the Restless, his team suggested he take a pass. Rodriguez, however, said no, he was definitely interested. He said that his first job ever was on All My Children on the same day that Jonathan Bennett appeared. Rodriguez thought that the role of Pietro on Y&R was really, really cool. "I was like, how many chances am I gonna get to be funny on a soap?" he added. Rodriguez shared that he will play Pietro, a party planner hired to help the Newmans celebrate their matriarch, Nikki. He was able to show a photo from his first scene, Pietro sitting with Claire and Kyle. As viewers know, Claire is hoping that Kyle will make a grand gesture for Nikki, a gesture so big that it will win Victor over and Kyle and Claire can be together as a couple with her grandfather's blessing. Will Pietro help instrument that surprise? And if so, will it go off without a hitch? Rodriguez asked his followers to tune in to The Young and the Restless and let him know what they thought of his appearance. Let me know what you think. It's just super funny, by the way. And here's the other thing. I'm a little nervous because you only get one take, but to be honest, the cast, crew, and everyone was so kind, so welcoming. It's very rare that all of the soap stars on a show get to work together unless it's a wedding, a funeral, or in this case, a party, and I got to meet so many of the icons, he explained. Rodriguez then announced that he was going to do a viewing party. He said he would record tomorrow's episode and play it at GYM Sports Bar in West Hollywood around 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, May 28th. So if you're around, stop on by, he added. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest the CBS soap could breathe some new life into Chancellor. Actor Connor Floyd, who portrays the character, recently appeared on the show's I and R Insider YouTube channel, participating in Fast Five with Connor Floyd, where the soap star answered some interesting questions. Since the show has dropped Floyd to recurring status, he's still been prominent in GC storylines. However, recently, he cut things off completely with Summer Newman, and she then exited the canvas. Could this YouTube appearance mean that the daytime drama intends to breathe new life into the character? The first question during Fast Five was, what crime has been committed most in GC? And while it's not a crime that anyone could get jail time for, Floyd reveals that cheating is a crime of the heart. This is likely one of the most done acts in the little town. Although Floyd was quick to note that Chance isn't one who's been guilty of doing this. The next question was about Floyd's first car, in which he answered, a 1990, and his favorite toppings on his pizza are extra cheese, pepperoni, extra cheese, and a really good butter crust. Hashtag Cheskis. In addition, a surprise fun fact about Floyd is that he's related to a famous outlaw from the John Dillinger era, Charles Pretty Boy Floyd. Lastly, what's his favorite day of the week? Well, Friday, of course. Will there be more for Chancellor to come? The handsome, sweet, and charming cop will always get screen time when there's a major crime going on. However, will fans get to see him dive into another romance anytime soon? Summer has gone to Milan, with Alison Lanier officially leaving the soap and no immediate plans to recast the role. So perhaps the writers can pair him up with someone else. Summer's mom, Phyllis Newman, could use some romance, but that could get awkward. Well, if Audra Charles can successfully break up Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman, she's always an option too. Would you like to see Chance take center stage in storylines again? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, May 28 hint that Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman move forward while Diane Jenkins Abbott has a near-panic attack. Are these two situations related? Let's find out why and our fans. Claire and Kyle intend to win Victor Newman over to their side. Bless their hearts. Being used to Victor's animosity, Kyle has some doubts. But Claire is gung-ho, and he wants to support his girlfriend. What are the chances that Kyle uses Nikki Newman's birthday party to make a splash? If he pulls it off, Claire will be pleased and relieved. What they don't know is that Victor has Audra Charles in motion to bust up Claire, and he usually wins, just saying. Meanwhile, Victor continues to shower Nikki with presents. On Wednesday's episode, a party planner named Pietro debuts, and we predict that he will make magic happen for Nikki's celebration. We see Pietro assure Victoria Newman that the bash will be an epic and unforgettable event, and that could only mean one thing in Soapland. Elsewhere, Diane is nervous about her SIL Tracy Abbott seeing the Abbott Mansion renovations. Tracy is speechless, but in a good way or a bad way, Tracy is very even-keeled, so even if she doesn't like the redo, she will be polite about it. But Billy Abbott is another matter, and he devastated Diane when he gave thumbs down to the renovation. It is with this in mind that Diane waits on pins and needles to hear what Tracy has to say. Jack Abbott thought that the redo was a great way to blend new with the old. Will Tracy agree with Jack or Billy? On the horizon, Ashley Abbott still has to weigh in, and she is not known for her tact. The Young and the Restless spoilers for May 28, 2025 reveal risky power plays, tense reunions, and a lavish birthday bash. Kyle and Claire take a daring gamble to win Victor's approval, while Diane braces for feedback on her renovations. But Victor's hidden agenda could derail everything before the night ends. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman are ready to make waves. They believe a bold stunt at Nikki Newman's birthday bash could turn Victor's icy attitude into support. Claire is confident this move will win Victor over, But Kyle remains cautious, sensing this could go wrong fast. Unfortunately, Victor isn't buying the act. Behind the scenes, he's working with Audra Charles to sabotage the duo. The party could become the battleground where everything falls apart for Kyle and Claire. Victor's gift to Nikki might look sweet, but his real scheme is anything but. As Nikki's birthday celebration nears, Victoria Newman turns to Pietro, the charismatic party planner, to make things perfect. Pietro promises an unforgettable event, easing Victoria's nerves. Everyone hopes the night will be full of sparkle, not scandal. Victor's mysterious present for Nikki could steal the spotlight. But will it be heartfelt or part of a larger manipulation? The atmosphere might be festive on the surface, yet danger brews beneath. At the Abbott mansion, Diane Jenkins Abbott prepares to unveil her renovations. Her nerves are rattling as she welcomes Tracy home. To Diane's relief, Tracy is stunned in a good way. Though speechless at first, she later praises the transformation. While Billy still grumbles about the changes, Tracy sides with Jack, saying the home spirit remains intact. Ashley's opinion is yet to come, and Diane braces for another wave of feedback. But so far, she's done well to preserve the house's legacy. Just when Diane thinks she's won over the Abbotts, Victor's power plays are about to bring fresh chaos. He's cooking up something big, moves that could shake Diane's newfound confidence and stability. As the party unfolds and Victor's secrets emerge, Diane might find herself in the crossfire once again. Everyone in Genoa City can't shake Aristotle Dumis from their mind. Ashley's return to the young and the restless could further shake up the happy family. She's been working in Paris lately, but she's due to return home soon. She might find herself involved in the Dumis drama. My and our fans are looking forward to Ashley's return. They want to know what she thinks of Diane's remodeling project, which is causing more drama than the corporate shakeups. Fans are also curious to know what's going on in Ashley's life. Later this week, she's expected to drop some news on Jack. This news concerns him. It has us wondering what Ashley has been up to since she's been away in Paris. Since she healed from the trauma of her split personalities, she's been back at work. She could be working on a top-secret project, and we wonder who she's been working with lately. Maybe Ashley knows something that everyone else wants to know. She might have met the elusive billionaire themselves. It could explain why the Abbott family will end up on high alert. Victor has been desperate to get revenge on Jack for saving Nikki's life. Victor said he's worked with Dumis for years. However, he's never met them in person. He could have had Dumis work with Ashley to pull the wool over Jack's eyes. As we all know, Victor is 10 steps ahead of everyone else. No one could ever beat him at his own game. He could work with the billionaire to take down Jack. There's also the possibility that Ashley is quitting her job as R&D at Abbott. Maybe she's jumping ship to join Glissade. The young and the restless spoilers suggest that once Phyllis Summers gets something into her head, it's hard to rationalize with her. During the Monday, May 26 episode, she revealed to friend Amanda Sinclair that she has aspirations to run Chancellor, and she's hoping that the rumor of Aristotle Dumis's proposed hostile takeover is true. Phyllis explained to Amanda that this was why she was so desperate for a meeting with the mysterious mogul, to see if he plans on snagging Nikki Newman's company out from under her, and if she can convince him to agree to give her the top spot at the company. This would kill two birds with one stone, one-upping Billy Abbott for firing her from Abbott Communications, and getting one over Victor Newman, as there's no love lost between the two. Phyllis explained why she's pulled some unethical moves to secure a Dumis meeting. After all, she did steal Billy's phone to get the man's number to call and text him. And she also spied on Amanda during Monday's show to get the dirt. These are two instances where Phyllis crossed the line, but could she dive even deeper and do something that could jeopardize her friendship with Amanda? During the May 26 episode, Phyllis suggested that Amanda simply text her the place and location she's at the next time she meets up with her billionaire boss, and Phyllis would just show up unexpectedly. Of course, Amanda shot this idea down. She loves her job, and there's no way she's going to risk it by playing into one of Phyllis's harebrained schemes. So will Phyllis simply take matters into her own hands? Why and our spoilers remind fans that Phyllis is a tech wizard, so could she hack into Amanda's email to look at her calendar? Could she steal her friend's phone the same way she stole Billy's to get information on Dumis? Fans are waiting on pins and needles for Dumis' big reveal. So could Phyllis finding information on his whereabouts also prove to be Dumis' debut on the canvas? Sure, Phyllis wants something from Dumis, but there's also a part of her that would love to get bragging rights to being the first person in GC to sneak a peek at Dumis. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Phyllis is the type of woman who can be relentless with these kinds of things. She not only sees that meeting with Dumis means career opportunities, but this is also a challenge for her that she can't shake. Still, will she lose Amanda's respect and friendship in the process? At Nikki Newman's birthday party, what began as a glamorous celebration quickly descended into tension and paranoia for the residents of Genoa City. The unexpected disruption came in the form of a cryptic video message from Aristotle Dumis, an enigmatic figure whose presence, even in absence, cast a shadow over the room. The video, projected on a large screen mid-celebration, featured Dumis' silhouette and a chilling message. Genoa City, prepare for the most unexpected. Sometimes the strongest are the most vulnerable. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Victor Newman's confident composure faltered, while those around him, especially Adam and Chelsea, sensed an opportunity in the chaos. While Victor maintained a calm exterior, internally he was calculating every possible threat. Adam and Chelsea, both veterans of Genoa's relentless power struggles, interpreted Dumis' move as a potential leverage point. Chelsea, now more assertive than ever, and Adam, ever ambitious, weighed the risks of exploiting the disruption for their own agendas. Yet they remained wary of Dumis, an unpredictable and formidable figure even Victor had never truly faced. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott watched closely, interpreting every glance and whispered conversation as a potential threat. Burned by misplaced trust in the past, Billy approached the unfolding situation with a heightened sense of caution. Nikki, hoping only for a peaceful gathering, was reminded once again of the unrelenting cost of being a Newman. The message wasn't merely a prank, it was the spark that set off a wave of unrest throughout Genoa City. Shareholders questioned the stability of Newman Enterprises. Rivals quietly mobilized, and even allies began to wonder if their loyalty to Victor was still viable. Yet, rather than back down, Victor viewed Dumis' intrusion as a challenge. He doubled down, vowing to uncover Dumis' identity and punish any collaborators. Behind the scenes, Adam and Chelsea devised a dangerous strategy: stage a fabricated message in Dumis' style to shift Victor's focus away from Billy Abbott. Their aim was to reduce the pressure on Billy while simultaneously misleading Victor. With Chelsea's experience in manipulation and Adam's tactical mindset, they created a complex illusion, complete with fake emails, anonymous recordings, and digital breadcrumbs leading back to Dumis. Their plan was deployed during a major city fundraiser. As Victor receives the ominous message, what you believe to be true may just be someone else's game. Dumis, he immediately launched a full-scale investigation. The Newman and security teams scrambled to trace the origin of the message. Suspicion engulfed the corporation, but Adam and Chelsea remained close to Victor, feigning concern while feeding him calculated misdirection. Though their plan was initially successful, the deception couldn't hold forever. Victor eventually uncovered a recovered recording from the Newman server that captured Adam speaking with a hacker. Confronting Adam and Chelsea privately, Victor's disappointment was palpable. When pressed, Adam admitted responsibility, explaining his intentions were to protect Billy and Jack Abbott from Victor's wrath. Victor, though deeply hurt, recognized Adam's motives weren't purely self-serving. Chelsea appealed to him emotionally, invoking the well-being of their son Connor. After a long pause, Victor issued a stern warning. They had one final chance to make things right, or face his full retribution. This ordeal has made it clear that Genoa City remains a hotbed of strategic deception, shifting alliances, and high-stakes manipulation. As night falls and the city lights glow, every key player, Victor, Adam, Chelsea, Billy, and Nikki, must navigate a landscape where trust is fleeting and survival hinges on strategy. With Aristotle Dumis still lurking in the background, one thing is certain: the game has only just begun. The return of Tracy and Ashley Abbott to Genoa City sets off a cascade of emotional turmoil for Phyllis Summers in The Young and the Restless. Once a formidable presence in both business and social circles, Phyllis now finds herself unraveling under the weight of trauma and loss. The memories of her harrowing kidnapping by Martin Laurent, shared with Sharon Newman, remain fresh, and the impact of being ousted from Abbott Communications by Billy Abbott has left her destabilized. The news of the Abbott sisters' impending arrival strikes a nerve. Tracy's empathy and Ashley's principles once mirrored the strength Phyllis herself embodied. Now, their presence serves as a painful reminder of her diminished stature. A chance encounter with Amanda Sinclair at Crimson Lights triggers visible distress. The once familiar cafe becomes a stage for unease, as Phyllis is overwhelmed by the thought of facing the sisters amidst lingering PTSD symptoms. Her emotional volatility reaches a boiling point when she spots Billy and Sally Spectra together. The carefree energy between the pair becomes a provocation, prompting a public outburst that further tarnishes Phyllis's reputation. Her furious confrontation shakes the room, spreading gossip throughout the city and reinforcing concerns that she may be on the verge of collapse. Despite this, Phyllis clings to the hope that the Abbott sisters could be her salvation. The potential for reconciliation exists, but only if she can confront her trauma and open herself to vulnerability. Tracy's compassion might offer a lifeline, if Phyllis is willing to take it. Yet, even small gestures, like a comforting touch or mild criticism, could trigger defensive reactions or emotional spirals. As Phyllis navigates the tension of social events, any misstep, such as aggressive behavior or accusatory remarks, could cause irreversible damage to her relationships. Her grip on composure is tenuous. Public humiliation, fueled by unresolved fear and grief, looms as a real possibility. The threat of retaliation simmers beneath the surface. Phyllis, known for her intelligence and technical savvy, may resort to extreme measures: corporate sabotage, leaked confidential documents, or personal intimidation to regain control. In her desperation, she could cross legal boundaries, planting viruses, falsifying evidence, or stalking Sally and Billy. Even financial manipulation or emotional blackmail isn't off the table. Tracy's well-meaning support could unintentionally destabilize Phyllis further. The overlap of sisterly concern with traumatic memories might provoke flashbacks, triggering dissociative responses or even physical aggression. The risk of a complete psychological breakdown is escalating. Every unaddressed emotion pushes Phyllis closer to decisions that could result in criminal charges or permanent alienation. In the end, Phyllis stands at a dangerous crossroads. Whether she leans into healing or plunges into vengeance depends on her willingness to seek help. If she continues to bury her pain, her actions could destroy the very legacy she's fought to build. It's not a crossover event, but fans of The Young and the Restless are going to recognize a new cast member soon. Days of Our Lives star Billy Flynn has left Salem and is moving to Genoa City. While his character role hasn't been revealed, we think we know who he could be. There have been so many secrets the past 6 months, intentionally mistaken identities, and odd 6 degrees of separation scenarios. So for newcomer Billy Flynn to join in the fray, we can only guess which role he will create. This one is a tricky one only because the mysterious billionaire has been undercover for so long, yet knows everyone in town on the young and the restless. The extra layer of mystery is that Dumis is not his real name, which means that Flynn would either be playing a new character we haven't met yet who goes by the moniker Aristotle Dumis and has some strange attachment to the key players in Genoa City, or he's a former character with those connections. Let's break that down. Flynn could be playing the role of yet another person who runs Dumas' business to keep a barrier between himself and other people, so he can keep his identity hidden, like Damien and Amanda's jobs. Even Damien himself suggested that the Dumas he's spoken to on the phone could be someone just acting on his behalf. If Flynn plays Dumas as someone we know, the most likely scenarios of a return character are either Tucker McCall, but Flynn is too young for that role, or King Ashby. While the timing of that would be incredible, given all the hype around the possibility, Goddard wound up on General Hospital last month instead. Could Flynn be a Kane Ashby recast? Entirely possible, but again, the age is off, and it would be a serious letdown for a lot of fans if that were the path taken. Since Michael has flown the coop, Victor needs a new lawyer. Although Michael's already questioning his decisions, and Victor knows that he should be, Victor does need a lawyer on standby 24/7 nonetheless. Flynn could be coming in to fill that role. Summer was left in the lurch when both Chelsea and Sally quit on the same day without notice to work with their boyfriends' communication companies. Summer jumped on a plane to Italy to find a replacement as soon as possible, and by the next day, had apparently found a man to fill Chelsea's void at Marchetti. Could Summer be coming back with Flynn and Tao as her new creative director? With Rory Gibson also showing up on General Hospital in a Michael Corinthos recast, is there a spot for Flynn to appear as Noah? Again, the age is off in the opposite direction, but Flynn looks younger and could pull it off, but Nick recently visited Noah in London and told his sister that Noah was definitely not moving back to Genoa City anytime soon.